What up, y'all? It's DJ MV.
And I am Gia Casey.
And this is another edition of the KC Crew.
Welcome. Hello, beautiful people.
What's up, y'all? So, hopefully you guys are enjoying your week. I see them opening up a bunch of states. I see Vegas is open now. I see parts of New Jersey, New York, Houston, Atlanta. Please still be safe out there. Hopefully we'll see you guys soon. Hopefully we'll get back on the road. We'll stop in your city. Hopefully, I don't know when Gia's going to let us out the house.
Exactly.
But when it happens...
Very good point.
I can't wait to see you guys. I don't know about her, but me and Ben's got to get to the money.
Ben's is like, yes, behind the camera. We need that bread.
You know what I want to... What I realized the other day?
What's that?
I am 20-something years old, right?
Right.
And at this age, young man and all, still have to pay high insurance because I'm still, under the 30 bubble. That I'm still a jealous motherfucker.
What are you talking about?
I'm still a jealous motherfucker. Like, I've been married to you since I was 1, so...
We've been married since we were 1.
Since we were 1. So 19 years we've been married.
Uh-huh.
And things still make me jealous. But it's certain things, right? The other day, our cameraman S. was like, wow, you look good. That didn't bother me. Because I was like, yeah, my wife looks good. She does look good. She looks banging. Fat ass and all. But that didn't bother me. What bothered me, I'm not going to say the person's name. We were watching television.
Rashawn. That's what you're going to bring up?
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm just saying.
That's what you want to talk about?
No, I just want to say.
I can't.
I'm in a relationship.
I can't have this conversation.
It's still healthy to be jealous. I was a little jealous. I was a little put off.
No, you were mad. You were upset. You were angry.
I wasn't angry and mad and upset. I was just a little jealous. There's a difference. I
apologize for like 48 minutes.
I know. I'll let you live. I'll let you live.
Go ahead.
So fellas, think about this. You're in bed with your wife.
Don't judge me.
You've been married 19 years. Y'all chilling. Maybe y'all naked. Maybe you're not. I'm naked.
Was I naked?
Yes. Mm. We're watching TV. Now, for the last couple of days, my wife has been mentioning this person on TV.
There's very good reason why I was mentioning this.
We're not going to say the person's name.
This person on TV.
Person don't need the light. It's funny.
You.
Right? So she mentions his name, and I've been hearing the name a couple of times. So I'm like, all right. I let him slide. There she goes. If I wasn't married, I would marry him. What?
You have to understand the context.
What?
In this situation, context is everything.
If I wasn't married, I would marry him. It didn't come from a conversation. It didn't come, we were talking and say, hey, who would you marry if you weren't married to me? It didn't come from a, hey, what do you think about so-and-so? Strictly out the blue.
Don't judge me until you understand the totality of this story. Strictly out the blue.
Just imagine you with your girl, or ladies, you with your man. Or fellas, you with your fella, ladies, you with your lady, whatever you prefer.
It's not bad, I promise you.
And your man goes,
you know me.
Damn, if I wasn't married, I'd marry her. Excuse me?
It sounds like the worst.
What the fuck did you say? Maybe I didn't hear you correctly. If you wasn't married, so you telling me you kind of like this dude, or you kind of like this chick,
That's
right?
not what it meant at all.
So fellas, just answer in the comments. You chilling with your wife. You've been married 19 years. Let's say you've been married 2 years. Let's say you just together, right? They had to be married, but. And then all of a sudden, y'all laying in bed naked, cuddling up, spooning, watching television. Just out the blue. Hey, babe, pass me the water? Okay, sure. Hey, babe, pass me my Welch's fruit snacks? Sure. Damn, if I wasn't married, I'd marry him. What?
That is not what happened.
What?
Can you tell the context?
How
you
would that make you feel?
So crazy.
So I was like, what? So, the old Rashawn would have been like, well, fuck, if you want to marry him, go marry him.
No, the old Rashawn would have taken the plasma off the TV and crashed it over his knee.
Maybe that too.
Broken his knee, and then I would have had to take the old Rashawn to the hospital. That's what would have happened. And I would have got cussed out the whole time. That's the old Rashawn.
But I thought that was Kind of fucked up.
So you're not going to tell the truth of what it was?
Was that not the truth? What did I say that was a lie?
It's not what you lied about. It's what you omitted.
But what did I lie?
You're
did I
lying
lie?
by omission.
I didn't know. What did I omit?
Okay. Now I'm going to state the facts. This person who doesn't need the light, therefore he need not be identified, has been at the forefront of the BLM movement. I don't know the forefront.
I'm just looking up his age while you're talking. No disrespect. Go ahead.
He's been an advocate. He's been an advocate. And I like a lot of the things that he's been saying.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's 50.
He's 50. 50. 50. Come on. I didn't know he was 50. But anyway, I've been talking about him and you've been talking about
No, you've been talking about him and I've been answering what you've been saying.
Which means that we've been talking about him.
No, you.
It's called a conversation. You can't have a conversation with yourself. And if we're having a conversation, we are talking about him. Did you not comment on certain things that he's done or said or?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we have been talking about him. And I like him as a human being. And that night, he said some good stuff. And I was like...
And it made your heart pitter-patter?
No, it didn't make my heart pitter-patter. It didn't make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. I was like, if I wasn't married, I'd marry him. But it was a joke.
I didn't laugh.
It was a joke.
You're not a comedian.
It was a joke?
It was no goddamn joke.
It was a figure of speech. Clearly, I mean, it was very clear. I did not mean that by any stretch of the imagination. It's not as though this is someone who is attractive to me. And like Rashawn said, he's a 50-year-old man.
So? You can't like a 50-year-old man? I don't know what you like.
I mean, I mean, now you're asking the question. Like, age isn't that big of a deal, but no. But the point is, him, it was never a consideration. That was called a figure of speech. It meant I bleeps with him. That's what that meant. That's what that meant. I didn't mean at all that I found him attractive, that I liked him in that way. It's like, yo, he's dope.
Okay.
I like what he's saying. And we had such a long conversation about this. The point was, and this is what I said to you that night. You had a long conversation. This is what I said that night. If I actually meant it, I would have never said it. The fact alone that I said it told you that I didn't mean it. Maybe for other people, they might say something that they actually mean that's disrespectful to the person that they're with, but you know me, which is why I felt comfortable saying it, because I never in a million years thought that you would have taken it seriously. I thought that me be like, yo, if I wasn't married, I'd marry him. Like, he's the bomb. Like, if you said, babe, and you guys know, you've said stuff like that about Oprah 1,000 times.
And you know what?
Like, I would marry Oprah.
That's how I'm feeling right now.
You said that.
If we weren't married, I would marry Oprah.
Okay.
So Oprah, if you're out there listening.
Do I look jealous?
Oprah, if you're out there listening, just know, if me and her don't work anymore after 19 years, I'm coming for you.
But you see what I mean? This is proving my point. Blow them, make them float. Make them float.
How you do it?
Make them float. What? It's a heart. Like this.
Oh.
A heart. See, I'm helping to make hearts for the woman that he's going to leave me for. You see, like there's no, it's clearly me saying that meant that I didn't mean it. Like if I'm in love with the guy on TV, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to keep it to myself. Me telling you told you that I didn't mean it.
Okay.
Do you get that?
No.
He was mad for like 2.5 days.
I wasn't mad for 2.5 days.
You had an attitude for 2.5 whole days. You sure did.
I'm not mad.
You slighted me.
I just want you to know.
You didn't laugh at my jokey poos.
I just want you to know. I just want you to know.
What?
You go that way, and I'm going that way.
But don't you see my point? Like when you said that about Oprah, Did I get upset?
That was a joke. I wasn't...
Do you see the hypocrisy?
The difference is it was a setup.
Do you see
For 3 days, you talked about this individual. Do you hear me talking about Oprah every day?
So if you talked about her for 2 days, then you're better than me.
That's the setup. That's the setup.
Stop it.
What is a straight
I
joke?
proved my point.
No, you didn't.
We don't have to talk about this anymore. I proved my point. I never thought you would have taken it seriously. Because you know me. I wouldn't disrespect you like that. I would never disrespect you like that and tell you that about someone that I actually felt that way about.
Okay. Well, I wanted to tell you something too. I did my homework and they said he has a small peep. So just so you know. But now let's get to the email of the week. If that's what you're into, small peepees. Don't you fucking
Apparently so.
I set myself up for that.
So. I have an affinity for them.
Shut up.
I bet you so-and-so doesn't.
Shut up. Let's get to the email of the week. Well, this week is a little different. It's actually an update, right? Mm-hmm. People always DM us and email and ask, what happened to couples or what happened to this person when they write emails or send us DMs. So we actually have one. Now, I don't know if you remember, in episode 153, we read an email and the title, I guess you can say, was I Move in Silence. Check it out. All right. Well, let's get to the next email of the week. Hey, Gia and Envy. Gia, love your poise, and Envy, you are hilarious. My husband and I...
Today you were.
I always am.
I agree. Today you were.
My husband and I got married 6 months ago, and it appears all bombs dropped since the week of the wedding.
Oh.
My husband hates when I do not agree with his points in an argument. The reason why this issue is so huge is because he will call me one-sided if I don't agree, and will say things like I don't listen. Sounds like me. She sounds like you. Maybe she don't listen. He will then take everything I say and twist it around and somehow conclude that I don't care about him. We got married on a Saturday, and the following Saturday, he had sex with another woman he met on a dating hookup site. I forgave him.
What?
Since then, he has also cheated on me with a coworker. I forgave him. Most recently, we got into an argument about him leaving the house for a long duration of time, 6 hours, and not answering my calls, which there's nowhere to go and spend 6 hours during the quarantine. Damn. Upon his return, he came back with a bracelet and a cake, cleaned out the car, and said he didn't answer the phone because he wanted to surprise me. I dumped the cake in the kitchen sink and told him he was full of shit. In my mind, I had all I could take and wanted him to leave, so he left. But after leaving, a couple hours passed, he and I talked, and I forgave him. Although I still never found out where he was during that 6-hour hiatus. A couple of days later, I approached him about discussing future goals for our relationship, and the conversation made a turn for the worse. He stated he would rather move in silence. I responded to that by saying, basically, I'm sick of your non-participation in this marriage, and then
Wait, hold on, what?
He said he wanted to move in silence. Like, like bad boys move in silence. Like, shh, I'm not saying nothing.
Bad boys move in silence.
Say bad boys move in silence. What?
Oh gosh, okay. Wait, and by the way, Ben's didn't bring me Kleenex. She brought me toilet paper.
Look, this is the office. You think we got tissue? Nobody cries in the office. We got toilet paper. She's lucky you didn't bring your man.
Nobody has a cold in the office.
And use tissue. She's lucky she didn't bring no paper towel. She was lucky she didn't bring no paper towel.
Wait, can you go back to the sentence before he said he wants to move in silence?
All right.
What the? God.
A couple days later, I approached him and discussing our future goals for the relationship, and the conversation made a turn for the worse. He stated he would rather move in silence. Like bad boys.
Go ahead.
I responded to that by saying, I'm sick of your non-participation in this marriage and then acting as if I'm the one that's not trying. You're a liar and a womanizer. He then picked up the phone and called some woman and proceeded to talk terribly about me over the phone while I was sitting there.
Yeah, it all makes sense. Okay.
He said things such as, I'm not his friend anymore. The relationship can't be saved. I'm a cheater, a one-sided person, and I don't listen to him.
She's a cheater.
Mm-hmm. He then goes on and tells her he's leaving me and advises her of what time to pick him up from the bus station because apparently this woman lives in another state. Every time there's an argument or disagreement, there is always another woman he can call on.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I feel like this marriage is a sham and I want out. But it's only been 6 months. I still love him deeply and I'm not a quitter. I think he has done an amazing job in making me believe I am the problem when I have never had an affair. I've always worked very hard and been attentive to his needs. I cook, clean, never turn him down regarding sex. Whatever he needs, I'm there. I feel as if he's making these excuses just to go out and cheat. P.S. Yes, he did leave and go be with this woman, but still sends me text messages to try to talk and get my attention. I spoke with the woman and she claims they are just friends. I don't believe her. Should I fight for my marriage or have I fought enough? So now the young lady has reached back out to give us an update of what's going on. Now she goes, hi, beautiful gear and hilarious envy.
Hi.
You recently shared my crazy, whacked out dilemma in question. As requested, I wanted to provide you with an update. Unfortunately, I took my husband back after he talked badly about me and went to be with another woman during the quarantine. I say unfortunately because, as both of you anticipated, he's disrespectful and there will always be something when it comes to him. Since his return, things were pretty quiet, at least I thought. I signed us up for a weekly marital counseling. He got angry at the therapist for basically empathizing with my feelings and stopped attending therapy. Anyhow, we went for a weekend getaway in the mountains. It was a nice trip, but lots of drinking in the jacuzzi, and one night I fell asleep pretty early. Come to find out that night, he reached out to a woman he dated years ago. The way I found out about his young lady is because things were quiet around the house. He started to get arrogant and cocky again, so my intuition senses went off.
That intuition.
We were laying in bed one morning, and I decided to check his phone. Lo and behold, there were messages to her and messages to a couple of other young women. He asked this young lady if she was still residing in the state and where they used to reside because he was moving back there this summer. News to me. Damn it, man. He complimented her and told her how beautiful and sexy she is and how he couldn't wait to get back home. I got out of bed, reached out to that woman from his hometown first, but using my personal cell phone. She was very apologetic and had no idea he was married. As she started sending me text messages and screenshots of things he had been saying to her, he was in our bedroom reading the entire conversation between her and I on my Apple Watch.
You gotta do better than that.
Hold on. Again, being a dumb wife.
No.
I tried to think about how I wanted to address this. I didn't yell or scream at him. I just wanted to talk. He completely shut down and didn't want to talk about it. He went back to role reversing and accusing me of entertaining men when I never have.
Well, that's the mind bleep.
I told him.
That's the mind bleep.
I want a divorce, and I wasn't nice about it. I packed up all his clothes and hid them. That was my way of payback for being hurt.
You keep your little comment to yourself. Keep your little comment to yourself.
Look. It's not finished yet. We gotta work on your petty mama. Like that, your petty mama. I just packed up his clothes and hit him. He probably went to the other. Never mind. He probably got clothes. Never mind. All right, let me go. Okay, that was my way of payback for being hurt. He has since gone back to his hometown. Soon as he got there, he texted the young lady and, get this, apologized to her for his crazy wife's behavior. She sent me a screenshot of his message and told me she didn't text him back and blocked him. He is now begging to come home again and make things right. It may have taken me lots of mistakes, but we are officially done.
Oh, okay.
P.S. I appreciate you guys' feedback as I don't share our matters with family or friends. I just lost my mother 1.5 years ago.
I'm sorry.
She was the only person in my family that I felt comfortable sharing with. You two, please plan another getaway soon. After all of this, I need another vacay. And then she says, this part is not for sharing, please. She says she does, well, no, I'm not going to read it, but anyway. I wasn't going to read it. So go ahead. What do you think?
I think that I'm glad, elated that she's getting a divorce. I just hope that she follows through with it.
Right.
Because a lot of times people plan to divorce, but divorce doesn't happen overnight. It takes a very long time, oftentimes. And a lot of those times, one or the other manages to wiggle their way back in with sweet gestures and kind acts and nice words, saying things that the other person wants to hear. I'll change. I love you. It was a mistake. I'll do anything. It was the biggest mistake of my life. I now realize it was this epiphany. A brick fell out of the sky and it hit me in the head. And now it's all clear to me. A lot of times people tend to do things like that. And if you have a kind heart, a soft heart, a forgiving heart, you can fall into the trap of taking someone like that back. He seems like a bad seed. Like, he doesn't seem like he has good intentions. He's just, he comes across as someone that just takes advantage and is very selfish. And I just don't like the mind bleepery that's going on. He called the other girl and apologized to her for his crazy wife. I'm sure that girl is like, you're just going to glaze over the fact that you're married and didn't tell me and are trying to entertain me and get with me. You're just going to oh, I guess your stuff works on everybody. You know, he's a little demented and she needs to get away. So I'm glad.
Yeah. First, what strikes me is the pettiness. She has to work on her pettiness.
That would be the first thing that would strike you.
No, the reason I say
I'm not at all surprised.
As you said, you took his clothes and you hid them.
You should have keyed his car, flattened his tire. No, I'm just kidding.
You don't got to go there.
That's bad.
But I would say...
But in comparison to hiding clothes, that would have been
hiding clothes is kind of
that would have been far more appropriate.
Yeah, hiding clothes is whack. Yeah, I mean, if you'd have burnt them up or something like that.
Okay, we're terrible. Let's
joking.
Get away from that.
But I mean, you don't have to hide his clothes. I mean, what's going to hurt more is him seeing you move on. I never in this I don't think since we've been doing the podcast, I said, I'm glad that that's the decision that you made. Because in relationships, everybody relate. Yeah, one other time.
There was one emailer that we responded to that emailed us with an update, and we thought that she needed to get out of that marriage, and she did. She filed for divorce and got a dog, but that husband was domestically abusive.
Correct.
Right. So it only happened once.
I don't advise because everybody's relationship is different, and people change in their relationships and things happen in their relationships. The thing that bothered me about this relationship is not only was he doing you dirty and doing you wrong, but he wouldn't stand up and say, this is what I was doing. He was fucking up. You caught him fucking up, and he was pretty much knowing that he can control you and boss you around. Meaning he knew what he was doing and say, well, she'll be there when I come back. And a lot of the times you are. So the fact that you were able to say, you know what, this is it. This is my last straw. It's a wrap. It's over. I'm glad you stood your ground. I mean, you gave him opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And in your time to get away during this quarantine, because the quarantine's only been here for 3 months, 2.5 months, something like that. So during this whole time when you took him back, as soon as you go away and he thinks that you're sleeping because you're drunk, he's doing dirt on the side. I just feel like, if you gave him an opportunity once and you gave him an opportunity twice and you gave him an opportunity a third time, but now when, you're supposed to be on a retreat where y'all are connecting and as soon as you fall asleep, he's doing his dirt. I just feel like, what option do you have? You know, every time where you're not around, or he thinks you're not watching, or he thinks you're not being close to you, he could be doing dirt. You know what I mean? And you said it just wasn't one person. It was numerous people that he was doing this with. It gets to the point where you don't want to be caught up where you catch COVID, coronavirus, if he's out there slinging dick. You know, you don't want to get to the point
now
where...
it's an STD, apparently.
What, slinging dick?
I'm just kidding.
No. But you don't want to get... You don't want to catch an STD, you know? And I'm not going to say that every relationship is perfect, or every man is perfect, or every woman is perfect. But it's when things happen, is how you make that change.
Yes.
And he's shown that he has no respect for you as a person, as a woman, as his wife. And I don't know, I don't remember if you do have kids or if you don't, but, you know, if he doesn't respect you now, will he respect you when you're a mother? Or if you want to be a mother, will he respect you when you get older? Will he respect you when anything happens? And in my strongest opinion, I don't think so. So I think this is a possible where you probably are better off on your own, or he needs to find some soul searching and finding himself, because right now he's not that. And I wouldn't say you trust that. Not at all. So I'm going to go to the email, because he actually left a comment as well. All right. Now this was him. His name is Sonny. And I can say it because he left a comment. So this was his comment.
This just came in?
Ben just sent it to me, yeah.
Okay.
This is the husband of Move in Silence. My wife was...
Hold on, I'm so excited.
This is the husband of Move in Silence. My wife was mostly honest. She failed to mention why in her part in all this. I admit my wrongs and apologize continuously. I even put my efforts in action, which I appreciate if he did, right? Let's keep going. My wife told me long ago she moves in silence when I asked her why she doesn't tell me anything. Before you guys clown or give input, please get both sides, because you never know what the state the individual is in or what has been done, because she says she wants to move in silence first. Sonny Duckworth.
This has his last name? Let me see. Where?
Right here.
Can you bleep out the man's last name? Why? I know he put it there, but...
I thought that was a joke. His name is not no Sonny Duckworth, or maybe it is Sonny Duckworth. But he left a comment, though. So if he left a comment...
Wait a minute, what did he leave a comment on? Where is this?
That's YouTube or Instagram. He left a comment on YouTube. Yeah, he left a comment. That's probably fake. Sonny Duckworth.
You think his name could be Sonny Duckworth?
No, it's not no damn Sonny Duckworth. It's not no Sonny Duckworth.
It might be.
Oh, no, it's not, because I just see her name. I mean, because he probably took her last name. She probably took his last name, so it's not Sonny Duckworth. But
can we bleep out the last name anyway?
If you want. I mean, he left a comment, so he's on his own.
Okay.
But like I said, you know, he's right. There's two sides to every story. Usually three sides. But her side, his side, and the truth.
If what she said was mostly correct, according to you, then you are foul as all hell.
Yeah, she gave you a chance. You said you apologized. You said this, that, and the other. And then y'all go on this little retreat where y'all are supposed to reconnect, and you do the same shit over. Like, that shit is foul. Like, that shit is some sucker shit. You just made it seem like you wanted her back. You apologized. You were wrong. And then as soon as she takes you back, you think baby girl's sleeping because she drunk. And you on there not just kikiing with one girl, kikiing with 2, 3 girls. That's corny.
Oh, you're so beautiful. You're so sexy. I can't wait to get back to X, Y, and Z so we can be together.
If you in town, because I'll be back in town soon, so I can't wait to see you.
Got a whole wife sitting at home talking about can't wait to see you.
Don't sit there talking about Sonny Duckworth. You don't know what we talking about because you don't know the state of this. No, Sonny Duckworth, you was being
apologizing to your wannabe side chick about the fact that your crazy wife that she didn't know that you had called you on some craziness. See, okay, I'm not going to say what I was thinking.
What was you thinking?
I've been thinking foul stuff lately.
Like what?
I don't know why. No, I'm not even
Like what?
No, I'm not trying to put any negativity out into the universe, but see, I have self-control. I retract my negativity when I feel it's about to purge, you know? And here's the thing. I'm a forgiving person, clearly. Right? And listen, I get emails asking me what my thoughts are on forgiveness. And I truly and honestly believe that you can be the world's worst and change.
Correct.
Usually there's a catalyst. Usually there's something major that happens in your life that evokes a change. It's like, for some people, it's like a new dawn. Like something comes over them, something happens, they're hurt, they meet someone, there's an influence, something. And I believe that that can be genuine. But when you do something wrong and you give a meaningless, worthless apology, say you're never going to do it again, and then turn around and do it again anyway, I think that a lot of times when someone does something wrong and they mean it, when they apologize, they have to do the work. You have to do the work. I'm not just going to up and forgive you. You have to prove to me that you are sorry for what you did and that you plan on changing.
Hold on. It's time to go to sleep.
I heard that too.
Sorry.
You just heard the door close?
Yeah.
Like, Daddy can hear us. It has to be proven. It takes work. It takes time. You have to earn back my trust.
Right.
You have to earn back my love. You have to earn back the position that we were in before you did wrong. That can take a month. It can take a year. It can take 5 years. It could take an eternity depending on the offense. But what you have in that case is two people who are focused and geared towards coming back together and becoming one and united again. You can't have, I don't believe in, you take somebody back and the only reason you took them back is to badger them and to punish them every day of their lives. But you may feel that pent up anger and you may need to release. So it may come out as badgering or punishing. And that's real. That's not something that you're intending on doing. It shouldn't be your intention. But if you're releasing your own feelings, then that's a different story. It just comes with the territory. Because a lot of guys will be like, oh, if you're going to forgive me, just forgive me. I don't want to hear about it anymore. We just have to move forward. You can't keep bringing up the past. Why are we always talking about the past? It can't be that type of exchange. It can't be that type of dialogue. But on the same token, the man, if it is the man that committed the offense, because obviously it could be the woman as well, but in this case, let's just say it's the man. If he commits the offense, then he has to do the work. You can't just expect, you don't deserve that woman back. You deserve to be left. It's a blessing. That woman showed you grace by staying and by taking you back. So now you have to be grateful for the grace that you've been shown. And you have to show that you're grateful. And you have to work every day to undo everything that you've done. And my point is, this man has done the exact opposite. He took her kindness for weakness. He obviously thinks that she's a fool, meaning I can tell you anything and you're just going to eat it up. And then I'm just going to spit in your face. And what are you going to do? You're just going to wipe it off. You're going to put your makeup back on. And we're going to move on to the next day until I feel like offending you again. In which case, what are you going to do? Take it.
Right.
That's what he's used to. And apparently that's what she's shown him that she's willing to accept. You have to show a person what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept. We teach people how to treat us. And she's taught him wrong. He's already, in my opinion, a bad seed. Sorry, Sonny, but he doesn't have good intentions. And it's like she's just been like nurturing, watering those seeds. And he's just grown into a monster and has been so foul to her. So I'm glad that she's getting a divorce because it's not up to her to change him. He would want to have to change himself. And after he's been accepted back, he's trying to meet some girl that he's known at one point, sending messages and texts. Can't work like that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, and I think it works both ways. I mean, if you're in a relationship and something happens in that relationship, and your significant other decides to give you a second chance or even a third chance, and you have to take it serious. If you don't want to take it serious, that's when it's time to gracefully bow out, because it takes a lot for somebody to forgive. And if that person is willing to forgive and willing to try again,
humiliating,
and willing to start over, and face the embarrassment and being able to
and take you back anyway.
Feel that and think about that all the time and give you an opportunity and a chance, and then you disrespect them the first opportunity that you get. I mean, you only give them one choice. Now, Sonny, I hope that maybe you can switch up and say, you know what, I fucked up and I lost the best thing in this life and the best thing in this world.
Pour that energy into your next relationship.
I mean, yeah. But I hope that you change yourself as a person, because
move in silence alone. Sorry.
But I do hope that you get yourself together. And Mama, I just hope that you are okay. I mean, you've been through a lot. You didn't need to be through that. I'm sure you were stressed out, and I'm sure it had to suck you in on a quarantine and homies leaving the house to go fuck with another chick, which is totally, totally crazy.
We didn't acknowledge, though, the hurt that she must be experiencing.
Absolutely. Well, she responded to you, and she left her Instagram for you. And hopefully you could hit her up, and you could be a friend to her.
Yeah.
And maybe that you can, and because it's just sometimes people need a friend, especially when people feel like they can't talk to people and they don't want to be judged because they feel like their friends will judge them,
and their family will judge them. And a lot of times, people don't want to feel as though they failed at their marriage.
And the best thing about our relationship is we've been through ups, downs, left, rights, anything that you possibly can imagine. We've been through.
We're speaking from experience. Yes. We're not just out here giving random opinions on situations. I've experienced all of these feelings with this guy right here. Mm-hmm. So I'm speaking from a very personal place. I mean, I think I always speak from a very personal place. And I try to be honest. So I know how much hurt she must be experiencing. I mean, she's suffering the loss of a marriage, the loss of a partner, someone that, she's used to waking up every day. And it takes a very strong person to realize, to accept that person's done you wrong, and to realize the implications behind it.
Absolutely.
Like, wow, his actions means this. His actions mean that. Wow. That means that he really fill in the blank. Taking all of that in and realizing what he's been doing while he was moving in silence, it's a tough pill to swallow, and it hurts to the core. Being alone, the idea of being alone hurts to the core. Absolutely. Understanding that you have to live a new normal, you have to prepare for that. Like, that rocks people to the core.
Absolutely.
It's very sad. It's very heartbreaking, but she's strong.
Absolutely.
She'll get through it.
And just know that, we know that it's not real. And, our relationship.
What's not real?
No, I said that it's her being in a new relationship is, I don't know what the fuck I was going to say. I was going to say that,
what?
To find a good relationship, you can. There is a good, real relationship out there, meaning we have a relationship where it transformed and transcended to too many different things. And what I mean by that is we have the best relationship, right? We don't have any secrets. We don't hide anything. Her phone is my phone is her phone. The only time I don't like to give her the phone is when I'm showing her something, because she likes to keep my phone hostage for 30 minutes looking at shit. Right? But other than that, it's
29.
29 minutes. But it's a relationship that I enjoy, and you should enjoy your relationship. You should enjoy a relationship where you feel free and you feel that you can trust your person, your spouse, female or male.
Don't cut yourself short.
Don't cut yourself short.
Don't settle.
And don't settle
for that BS.
And you should have a relationship where y'all can share everything. It should be like that. It shouldn't be, well, I'm going to do this on my way and I move in silence. I ain't telling you shit. And I'm going this way and I don't move in silence. There is no move in silence. We move together. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Oh, I was running back different parts of the response. Just, The parts where he tried to mind bleep her.
Absolutely.
Basically, mind bleeping is when someone tries to convince you that something is true when you know damn well that it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
They try to convince you of something unreasonable, as though you're ignorant and you have no sense and you have no intuition and you can't read behind the lines.
Right.
We as human beings have to trust our own intuition. Our intuition is God-given. Intuition does a lot. For instance, we know often when we're in danger because you get a feeling. You get a feeling, and it's the type of feeling that makes you look around your shoulder like something doesn't feel right here. In our relationships, when something isn't right, we know, but often we reject our intuition. We reject that feeling. One thing that I learned to do is rock with my intuition.
Mm-hmm.
If I feel a certain way, guess what? I don't need any proof. I don't need to check your phone. If I feel that way, in my mind, it is so, and I'm going to act as though it is so. You know, I'm sure she had an intuition. And when it comes to someone trying to, I don't tell you, not what was it that he said to her? What was it? The reason I did blah, blah, blah was because
you were talking to other guys, yep.
And when she say, knowing damn well I wasn't talking to anybody else, he was trying to convince her that he acted out because he believed in his heart of hearts that she acted out. She had to be sitting there like. But then you have women that fall victim to it that would be like, he thought I was messing around on him? That explains everything. Because if I thought that he was messing around on me, then maybe I'd be susceptible to the same type of behavior. Maybe I would have stepped out too. You really felt that way? Don't be that girl. Don't be that girl. That's all I have to say.
All right. Well, what is your intuition saying right now?
It's time to eat and cuddle.
That's right. It's time to get up out of here. I got to make sure the kids are sleeping, and I got to get some before I go to sleep too. And she gonna get a big,
just some. You don't want a lot.
She gonna get a big. She's getting a big intuition in a second. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Don't forget, you can always email us thekcrew@gmail.com. That's THEEKCrew@gmail.com. We'll see you next week. Let me shout out to S. for always filming. Also, my assistant, their best assistant in the world, but works out like a piece of trash. Benz. But
no, hold on. S. works out like a piece of trash.
Let me just tell y'all one thing, right?
Come back here.
No.
Why you acting like that, though?
No, don't even tell him.
Why you acting like that, though?
I'm going to send him the video, right? He's going to post it, right? S. is Jamaican, and he probably weighs 125
60.
pounds.
No, I asked him. When he couldn't do that, wait. I asked him, like, yo, how much you weigh? He's at 160 or 160 something pounds.
167
Am I
pounds, right?
165.
He's Jamaican. He got to be about 6'2", 6'3", right?
Are you that tall?
6'2".
6'2".
Yeah. So we went to the gym. We went downstairs in my gym, and we were working out while we were waiting for gear the other day. And me and Logan, my son, we work out. And, you know, Logan plays football, Diesel, so we work out with each other. So first, I didn't even send you this video. I don't have it. So when we work out as a warm-up, we put a 45 on this side, 45 on that side, and we do the bar. So, right? Logan, he does his 10, bang, 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 bang. I do my 10, bang, 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 bang. So I was like, yo, can you do it? He was like, yeah. That's 90 pounds. I'm like, all right, go ahead. It's not really 90 pounds because the bar is 45 pounds too.
Right.
So he puts it up. Right. Babe, it was on his... He was like, oh, and he started shaking. So we picked the bar up, help him out, right? We dying. So then we go to the chest machine.
Wait, so he got it off of the thing. He was stuck down here?
He just lifted it up and it just went straight down. It never came back up. So then we did the other chest machine, right? So, you know, Logan.
Which chest machine?
We got to push. The machine we got to push.
Oh, yeah.
So Logan bangs out.
I don't be in the gym.
Yeah, we know.
Too often.
So Logan bangs out 80 pounds, right? He does 80. I do 100, right?
100 presses?
No,
100 pounds?
The weights is 100.
100, okay.
So we said, all right, let me try you with 50. He couldn't even move 50, right? So then I said, let me try 30. And let him try 30. So
is that when you sent me the video?
I tried 30.
So I'm upstairs doing my makeup and I hear bing. I look, I'm like, what is this?
So him doing the weights, right? So he has the weights like this, right? He's breathing hard, like, right? Mind you, it's only 30 pounds. 30 pounds, that's it, 30 pounds. And he starts going. He's pushing. He's pushing.
This is when his legs came up.
So now, I've never seen him have an orgasm, but this is probably the closest thing, right? Everything starts shaking.
I think I saw his legs coming up like...
The funniest thing ever.
You sent me 2 videos.
Right.
Okay.
Funny thing, he's not looking at it. He's not laughing. He's looking at me. He's not laughing. All right, but anyway, we're going to play the video. He has control, so he might not play it.
Can we play the video at the end of the podcast? He said yes. His answer should be no.
Yeah,
but he said yes.
But I was just shouting him out, man. He's a good dude.
But you didn't tell me how Ben's was trash. I heard you were trash, Ben's.
Nah, Ben's where I was just joking. Ben's worked it out.
I got video of her being trash.
And that's what I got video of. But every time we ran and did our thing, she did it. She did. But anyway, so we'll see you guys next week. And I'm DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And that's another edition of the KC Crew.
Doodles.